Good morning, my dear students. Today we shall begin with the 8th part of the chapter Demand. Till now you have studied about the meaning of demand, its various determinants, law of demand, its assumption and exceptions. Along with it, you have also studied about movement and shift in the demand curve. So there is one topic that is remaining, and the name of that topic is elasticity of demand. So elasticity of demand measures the extent to which quantity demanded of a commodity changes in response to a change in any of its determinant. So elasticity of demand basically measures the amount of change that takes place whenever there is a change in any of the determinant of demand. In law of demand, we had studied that there is an inverse relationship between price and commodity demanded, but how much is the change going to take place, that is to be studied under this topic. And there are three types of elasticities. The first one is price elasticity of demand. The second one is income elasticity of demand, and the third is cross elasticity of demand. So whenever we studied about determinants, these three determinants were very prominent, that is the price of the commodity, income of the consumer, and the price of related goods, which we studied under cross price effect. So because these three determinants are very important, that is why these three types of elasticity of demand has come up. But in your syllabus, you are expected to study only the first one, that is price elasticity of demand. So let us study. Price elasticity of demand means the degree of responsiveness of demand for a commodity with reference to change in own price of the commodity. For example, if price elasticity of demand is 2, it means that 1% fall in price leads to 2% rise in demand, or 1% rise in price leads to 2% fall in demand. So this price elasticity of demand shows the responsiveness of quantity demanded with reference to change in price of the commodity. Whenever we calculate elasticity of demand, and if we get 2 as its answer, it means that whenever there is a fall in price of a commodity by 1%, its reaction on quantity demanded is going to be 2%. Okay, either whenever it is a fall, or if there is a rise of 1%, it will lead to change of 2% in quantity demanded. Now this is the method through which you are expected to calculate price elasticity of demand. The method, the name of the method is percentage change method. According to this method, elasticity is measured as the ratio of percentage change in quantity demanded to percentage change in price. As you can see in this formula, elasticity of demand is denoted by capital E and small d, and its formula is percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. But in order to use this formula, you need to calculate these percentage changes. So the first one is percentage change in quantity demanded, which is calculated as change in quantity by initial quantity multiplied by 100. and that change in quantity that can be derived when we subtract Q from Q1. Q1 is the new quantity and Q is the initial quantity. So whatever is the change between the two, whatever is the difference, that is your change in quantity demanded, which is denoted by delta Q. The other one that we need to calculate is percentage change in price, and over here the formula is again the same: change in price by original price multiplied by 100. So change in price again is to be calculated. For that we subtract the initial or the original price, that is P, from the new price, that is P1. Then we will get del P, that is change in P. Now this formula, that is the percentage change method, that can be used in a different manner, that has been rather derived in this method, that is proportionate method. Just now we studied that delta Q by Q multiplied by 100 is your percentage change in quantity demanded, and delta P by P into 100 is your percentage change in price. So once we simplify this equation, we will get those hundreds are going to be cancelled, and then when we rearrange this part, then we will get this formula as delta Q by delta P multiplied by P by Q, where delta Q is your change in quantity demanded, delta P is your change in price, P is your initial price, and Q is your initial quantity demanded. So this proportionate method formula has been derived from percentage change method. So you can use either of these formula to calculate a particular sum. The first sum is calculate price elasticity of demand if demand increases from 4 units to 5 units due to fall in price from rupees 10 to rupees 8. The answer for this would be, of course this formula has to be put, and that is why first of all you need to mention the formula, and then you will start putting values. So percentage change in quantity demanded is to be calculated, and for that you need to subtract quantity from the new quantity, that is Q1. So your Q1 according to this question is 5 units, and initial quantity, that is Q, is 4 units, and then we need to divide it by initial quantity itself. So divided by 4 multiplied by 100. So your answer is 25%. Next you need to calculate percentage change in price. So for that you need to know what is the new price and the initial price. So the initial price was rupees 10 and the new price is rupees 8, because in your question it is mentioned that there is a fall in price from rupees 10 to rupees 8. So over here we will subtract P from P1. So P1 is your 8 and then P is your 10. So 8 minus 10 divided by 10 multiplied by 100. So minus 20% is your answer. So when we will put these two in this formula of elasticity of demand, we will get 1.25 as your answer, and this minus is mentioned to denote the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. That doesn't mean your answer is minus 1.25. Minus is there only to denote the inverse relationship of price and quantity demanded. The next example is when price rises from rupees 8 to rupees 10, the demand falls from 5 units to 4 units. What will be the elasticity of demand? Again, the formula is to be used, so you need to write that formula, and after that you need to calculate percentage change in quantity demanded. So your Q1 is 4 and Q is 5. So 4 minus 5 divided by 5 into 100, you will get minus 20 as your answer. Then percentage change in price is to be calculated. The price was rupees 8, which rose to rupees 10. So 10 minus 8 divided by 8 into 100, you will get 25%. And then you will put these two in this formula of elasticity of demand, and then you will get your answer as 0.8. Now there are certain things that you need to keep in your mind. First of all, negative sign has to be ignored. You need not say your answer is minus 1.25. You will always say that your answer is 1.25, and the minus in front denotes the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Whenever there is no negative sign, it means that that particular commodity is an exception to the law of demand. The next point is always consider the absolute value. You will not consider the mathematical value in this part. You will always consider the absolute value, and you will avoid the negative sign. Like we solved two questions right now. The answer for one was 1.25 and the answer for the other was 0.8. So if we look at it mathematically, the bigger number is 0.8. But once we ignore the negative sign, the bigger number will be 1.25. So we need to consider the absolute value ignoring the negative sign. The third point is elasticity is a unit-free measure. So over here we are not using any unit to denote the elasticity of demand. We are not using kgs or meters or anything. So elasticity of demand is a unit-free measure. So there are a few assignment questions that you need to do. The first one is, what is price elasticity of demand? You need to explain its meaning. The second question is, suppose the initial price of ice cream is rupees 4 per cup and the initial demand for ice cream is 1 cup only. If the price of ice cream falls to rupees 2 per cup, demand increases to 4 cups. Find elasticity of demand using percentage change method. So this is a very easy question. You need to solve it. The next question is, when price of a good is rupees 5, the consumer buys 20 units of that good. When price changes to rupees 7, the quantity purchased changes to 12 units. Calculate the price elasticity of demand. So these are your homework. You need to do it, and that is it for today. Thank you.